We are fresh off watching Fantastic Four: The First Steps. Just saw it in the cinema. Opening day, I guess.
Yeah, opening day came out today.
And yeah, what did you think?
I was a bit disappointed.
I guess has left.
Yeah, to be honest, I wanted more. I was a bit disappointed. I thought it was a rough start straight away from the film. I think it did really lack something in the beginning, and I felt like we could have, needed a bit more. And it felt that whole first act was a bit of a drag, really.
I almost felt like they went into space, obviously, didn't they? Because the Silver Surfer came down and they were like, but that was the Silver Surfer, right?
Yeah,
just
it
a
was,
female version. And they were like just trying to find out where she come from, what she is, and it just dragged that scene. I think I almost fell asleep. The second half of the film definitely got better. Picked up. They hit the emotional beats quite well. I think the dynamic as a family worked quite well, but again, our mum said it's a bit like The Incredibles in the sense that they were a family. The style, in terms of this retro setting, but in a futuristic universe, was quite similar. I did like that aspect of the film. The aesthetic of it looked quite nice. I don't know what you thought about that.
Oh, yeah, I think. But all I would say, I think the whole setting, I think it kind of loses people of the understanding of it. I think for maybe your average kind of cinema goer may not understand this. They probably don't know about the different kind of universes, because like you have to ask me like, oh, what universe are we in or whatever.
I suppose.
Which for you, maybe I think I just don't know if it's could become a bit too niche, and maybe the.
I suppose the different aesthetic made it seem completely different worlds away from our world, as in like the MCU world that we're used to. But our dog is trying to escape. So I think maybe that was a choice why they did that, potentially. But I do think Thunderbolts was a good return to Marvel, I think.
Good transform, I'd say, in general. But I don't know.
And this, don't get me wrong, this was better than some of the shit they've been piling out for the last few years.
Yeah,
And it probably was similar level to Thunderbolts, but I think I had higher expectations for this one.
For me, there was a lot of hype around this film, and there's parts I do really like, and I did actually think, well, that's pretty cool, and stuff like when Silver Surfer was like surfing on the fire waves, some really cool like different
shots and moments, full of good moments. I did think Vanessa Kirby, Invisible Woman, I guess what you call her, Mrs. Fantastic, was very good in this.
She was probably my favourite.
Strongest character. Had the most arc, I'd say, of any character in there. Thing and Johnny Storm didn't really have much to do. Johnny Storm had that moment where he proved himself as like...
He kind of has a bit of a side plot kind of going on, which does end up resulting in itself. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like as a team, I don't know if they got anyone... I don't know if anyone really got enough play, which sounds stupid.
I will say about the first original Fantastic Fours, it felt like everyone had their own little side plot going on, which in a way was quite good, I thought, for character development.
I mean, we definitely had more of this family orientation around the Fantastic Four in this film. I think we definitely saw that, and like, oh, we are a family, I'd sit down to dinner at 7 or whatever, but had better core values when it came to that than maybe the originals did. Also,
one thing is like, why on earth did they, when they came back from space and they had the thing like Galacticus wanted the baby, why would they tell the general public that?
Well, I guess that their whole point of they're transparent with things, aren't they, and all that.
I suppose, but they surely, with any knowledge, they know what's going to happen in terms of public response. But maybe we've reached this world in their world where like they're so believed by the public. It did feel like outside of those four in this universe, in this world, everyone else was extremely stupid, apart from them.
I just think as well, in my opinion, I feel like in all the trailers and everything, I feel like we saw too much of this film before it even came out.
You think?
I really do. I think some of the way it was marketed as well, I think we knew a lot of these big core storylines, like, I know a few days before the film came out, they announced that like one of the trailers came out saying that the Galactus wanted the kind of child, which just makes you kind of go into the film thinking, well, they've got to get to that point at some point.
Yeah. Sort of
Which
told
for-
you the whole plot.
Yeah, which is just a bit like, I just don't really get the appeal of that as much, and I think it just did really leave me wanting a bit more from all of it. Like,
It was solid.
It is solid. I think
and it's better. It had the plot, the narrative was quite good. I didn't have any problems with the actual objective for the characters, like
And
what they were trying to
I
do.
do love the style of it. I think it does look great.
Yeah.
I will have to say.
I think the baby looked a bit CGI.
There was a few points, yeah, where it did look a bit CGI, but
Also, I preferred how like Johnny Storm looked in the originals with the flame on. It looked a bit weird.
did you not like it?
No, I thought it looked a bit strange.
I thought the stretching looked good for Mr. Fantastic.
That did look good.
But
yeah.
But once again, I don't think we saw enough of it.
We didn't see much powers, did we?
No, we were saying this like feels like it takes halfway through the film to actually see any of see them really fighting and using their powers.
Yeah.
Which I think this is why it's really lacking like an opening fight in the first structure, just so we get to really,
Do
see
we always
this.
need that though?
I think it felt like this movie did though, didn't it?
Also, I think maybe they're trying to prove that, like, especially Mr. Fantastic does not rely on his powers. They're scientists first and foremost. They're really intelligent people, and they definitely try to show that with all the equations all the time on the board, all the different. There was a lot of scenes of them just trying to work stuff out.
Which is good, but all I would say, there was meant to be a first act fight in this. That's what that was, because I can't remember the actor's name. He's a big actor, but he was meant to be a villain in this film. He was mentioned a few times with like I think they talk about monkeys and all that, because he that was supposed to be the first like act fight, but apparently that was all cut just because they went a different direction. And you can tell because it's from that talk show, they kind of just talk over everything.
Yeah.
Say, oh, this happened and this happened or whatever, and it kind of.
I didn't mind that. Cause
I know, but it's just like sometimes by having one fight, you can kind of you can kind of give all that info.
Yeah.
Without it seeming so forced in a way, and just like, just giving it away within the fight.
Yeah. To me, I can see it objectively why people might like this, but I don't think it was for me. I didn't enjoy it that much, to be honest. It didn't connect with me for whatever reason. Thunderbolts to me was a lot more enjoyable if we're comparing. I think it's probably on the same level, but maybe I had more hopes for this one.
Yeah, maybe.
And it is better than.
I would say I enjoyed Thunderbolts more. I think.
But I suppose this leads to us a good point. Where do we go from here? Obviously, we had the end credit scene with Doctor Doom appearing. Maybe we were looking for a bit more there. I'd like to see Robbie Downey Jr.'s face.
Robert Downey
Jr.'s face.
I think we should have seen something like that. But then that also makes you think, is that Robert Downey Jr. even in that universe, or is it that a different Doctor Doom?
The thing with all these multiverses and different universes, to me, it minuses stakes. Like, the stakes are always dwindled a bit when you've got all these universes going on. It never truly feels like we're fighting for one true purpose.
For me, in my head, I was expecting something a lot bigger at the end. Something to be a bit more, a lot more hype, really.
I think that's also because when we look at the schedule for these Marvel films, I mean...
There's not a lot of...
We were discussing this in our episode that will come out next, weren't we? About the films of the 2020s on the franchises, seeing where did Marvel go from here. So have a listen to that for more depth of that. But basically, we've got Spider-Man coming out,
and that's not
in
even,
a year.
The thing is, that's not even banged on to come out, because there's talks that might come out in between films.
Yeah.
So they still haven't definitely decided. I
And
think
then-
it probably will come out before, but I feel like, in a way, they need to
Yeah.
maybe get some, because I don't know. I feel like that didn't hype me up for Doomsday, which I did really want to be. I was really expecting to be hyped and be like,
I think they're definitely going to bring some more fans in with this, just because Fantastic Four is a different look. Bring some fans back as well, I'm sure. At least, I think it felt very safe, didn't it?
Did feel very safe. It does and it doesn't. I think for the whole kind of style and the kind of characters what we got, but then the kind of story feels a bit more safe maybe.
Yeah.
And it is a bit safe, but there once again there is elements I do like, and I don't want to just shit on the film because it was decent. I think
we are a bit deflated. Maybe it's.
but I
the
just
raw.
think the standards that kind of I think we were all expecting, and like the hype. I think it's the hype that's got us. Maybe.
I mean, I was probably expecting more, but I didn't have too much hype for it. But yeah, it's like when you compare it to the other Fantastic Fours, it is probably better, isn't it? Let's be honest. But
it's the best Fantastic Four movie. I'd say
that's not. But that's not saying loads, is it? That's not saying much.
And I did, on a whole, I did like all the casting.
I wasn't sure about Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, to be honest.
But I think
I really like the guy in the original.
I do think he was great, to be fair. But I just think that's because we see Pedro Pascal maybe as this different kind of actor now. But you know,
it felt like a weird casting. I don't know why. It just didn't.
But I get it. I still like it. But it's just like I think probably stand out was Vanessa Kirby as
her
visible
character
for
seems
me.
to have the most arc, the most going on.
Joseph Quinn of Human Torch, pretty decent. Kind of got that kind of arrogant, kind of lover boy kind of style, but also being like
he's probably a bit smarter in this one.
Yeah, I mean, the Chris Evans one.
Yeah,
he's next level kind of dick, and
it doesn't really make sense because aren't they supposed to be like smart scientists? But he really doesn't come across that way in the first.
Yeah,
in
but
that
like,
one, does he?
The whole point, no, because he's a pilot.
Right. Okay.
That I think, but then like Thing, I liked. But once again, I feel like he should get more play, and Thing is probably one of the biggest members of the Fantastic Four, like comic wise, probably. More of a pull with that. I feel like he got a bit shoved on the side at moments. He was like, you know, he had his kind of romantic kind of interest at one point, but it just kind of didn't go anywhere.
Well, I think, I don't know. What would you give it out of sort of 5 then? I was reading some of the reviews on Letterboxd. People seem to quite like it. I think. I'd like 3.7 out of 5. I'd probably give it 3 personally.
I'd probably give it something like a 3.6, 3.5. Like because I did enjoy it. I feel like I was expecting maybe something a bit different, but I still liked what I saw. Yeah. Just I don't know.
You got your prediction right about the Doctor Doom showing up.
Yeah, can we not talk about that? Because I talk about it in the future. Well, in the past actually. So.
Well, I feel like I'm in different multiverses here.
Yeah, we we're tying ourselves in knots really of different kind of.
But yeah, as overall like the way Marvel's gone, I don't like that multiverse stuff. I don't know what you think about it.
But I think we will have none of that after us. So I think all this is the start of the end for the beginning.
Start the end for the beginning.
Yeah, so it's gonna end. Well,
like in a multiverse.
This kind of multiverse thing's all gonna end, and we're gonna get put into a new world. We've got everyone's gonna be recast or whatever, and we're gonna have because now it's because they never owned all the characters, isn't it?
They never what?
Owned all the different. They didn't used to own Fantastic Four. They didn't own X-Men, and now they've got access. They can start afresh. And put a whole new world of all the characters they own, because they own everyone now.
Yeah.
But apart from Spider-Man, but they'll probably sort something out with that.
But I mean, the main thing we're focused on here is the film in itself. Mm-hmm. Would we recommend to go watch it?
I'd recommend to go watch it.
Yeah.
But I'd say watch Superman instead.
Yeah, I still need to watch Superman, of course. But yeah, there are first thoughts on Fantastic Four, the first steps.